Hi, I'm Kylie, the founding sister, and welcome to week 7 of my vlog, The Startup Life, where I'm sharing week by week the highs and lows of starting a business. Now, this time last week, I shared that by the time I filmed my next vlog, my business should have been launched. Unfortunately, that is not the case. We've had a delay, and this week, as always, I'm going to be sharing my high of the week, my low of the week, sharing what I'm grateful for, and also answering some of the comments that have been posted at the very end. So, starting with the high, and although this wasn't launching my business, I did have to dig deep to find the positive for the delay. And I'm sure it is the universe holding me back for a great reason. And perhaps that reason was to automate a few things. So I've taken the opportunity this week to get organized with my accounting, and also I've spent a bit of time on the welcome sequence for customers signing up to my e-newsletter. So I'm very, very big on automating everything possible. And with the accounting, what I've done, I've found myself a great accountant, and they've helped me to set up a system that integrates with my bank account. Every time that I make a transaction on my account, whether that's money coming in or going out, it will feed straight into the accounting system, straight from my bank account. And I've got an app that integrates where I can take photos of receipts, of invoices, and attach them into the invoicing system. The accounting system. And what that means is come tax time, it's as simple as pressing a few buttons. I've got my accountant to do the legwork for me. It's something I don't have to worry about. I am not big on details. I hate those fiddly little tasks. So I'm so pleased to have that out of sight and out of mind. Another thing I mentioned I spent some time on is my welcome sequence. I've also invested in a CRM system which will allow me to automate the emails that are sent to people when they sign up to my newsletter. Essentially what I've done with my welcome sequence is a bit of a warm-up with my new customers or potential customers, and it's sharing with them bit by bit in the first week about the business. So for each day, for 7 days, they'll receive an email from BAM, my business, and it will share a little bit more about what the brand's about, what we care about, and essentially what is going to be coming to them if they're staying on that newsletter list. What I promise to them is that in future, what they'll receive on the mailing list is news of new products, of sales, of my blog, which is going to be all about sharing inspirational stories. So it's just giving them a bit of a teaser about why they might like to stay on the mailing list, should they decide to after they learn a little bit about the business. It was an activity that I really enjoyed, and it's brought out this creative side in me. One thing that I've spent a lot of time on in my career is writing sales proposals and web content. I love doing it in my own voice, being a little bit more informal, talking to my customers as they are friends, and it's been something I've really enjoyed, being creative. So that's actually been something nice that's come out of the whole activity, is just finding this part of me that I really, really enjoy, that it's a muscle I haven't been able to flex in my corporate roles. Moving on to my low for the week, and it definitely has to be not being able to test my website. So the reason for the delay, I spoke about last week, getting a testing team together and testing the functionality of my website. That didn't happen because of a feature that I've asked for on the website, not able to be tested in the Sandpit, which means I have to take the website live before I can test it. Now, I felt a little bit upset about that. Obviously, I don't want to be testing in a live environment. It means that customers could find the website, try to make some orders before the website's actually ready. And then also, it felt like it would impact my launch of the business. So my idea of launching the business was the point in which I hit that button and put my website out there for the world to see. It's not going to have that same feel. So I'm doing some workarounds so that I'll have a landing screen to let visitors to the website know that the website's not available for orders. And my launch is simply going to be taking down that splash screen, putting some stock in the back end so that orders can be made. And we'll still make a bit of a fuss about it, going live on Instagram, as I mentioned last week. Okay, what I'm grateful for this week is community of other business women that are available to help. And I've been amazed on my startup journey how many women are out there doing something similar. We've got very similar drivers, and a lot of the women that are out there trying to start their business are about being empowered to bring home some money while spending time with their families and having control over where they spend their time. And there's some great online communities on Facebook. I'm a member of a paid group called the Social Methods Society, and that group is just incredibly supportive of each other because it's a paid group, it's a smaller group, and everybody seems to know each other quite intimately. And I'm just getting to know the members of that group, but it seems incredibly supportive. Another group that I'm a member of is called Like-Minded Bitches Drinking Wine. Unusual name, but it is a group of like-minded women who are entrepreneurs. And if ever I am looking for the answer to a question, inevitably a woman in a similar position to me has posted a similar question on one of those groups. I simply do a search and up comes the answer. And I've never had a circumstance where someone hasn't asked the question I'm looking for before, I would post it on the site, and within a matter of minutes I'd expect to have many answers from women out there that are just there to cheer on other women and support them as they start their own businesses. So that's what I'm grateful for this week. Moving on to the comments from the site. So a comment was posted about something that surprised me in my startup journey. And I have to say that one thing that has been easier than expected is actually the process of starting up the business. And it has a lot to do with those online communities, because any questions that I've had, I've been able to answer quickly. And I've taken a really slow approach where I've done everything in bite-sized chunks. So what do I need to do next? I'll do some research. There's so much information available online. I'll work that problem out and then move on to the next. So I think that's been really helpful. One thing that has been a little bit trickier has been representing a small business. So most certainly in my more recent years of my career, I've represented a big corporate brand, which really opens doors. Suppliers bend over backwards to help you. There's a huge amount of resources available to make things happen at a deadline. You just don't have that buying power as a small business. And I found that a little bit frustrating, that I can't set time frames and expect suppliers to deliver. So that's the answer to the question this week. Great question. Would welcome some more questions posted to the vlog. As always, post your questions, hit like, subscribe if you like what you're hearing, and watch very closely